Bitcoin is over $70,000. We're currently sitting at 71,328. We have done it, everyone. We have broken that resistance. Now let's hold it for a day. Let's hold it for 2 days. And after that, I would not be surprised to see us trading up in the high 70s. The only roadblock I'm seeing in our way right now is potentially a little bit of an election dip, depending on the outcome. And right now, though, we are seeing Bitcoin saying we're going to go higher. This is good. This is the confirmation. So we came out of this double bottom over here. I'll show you again. We've looked at this before. We came out of this double bottom right here. Went up. We came into another one right here. You can see this wick and that wick on smaller time frames. That's a double bottom. The neckline was right there at about 68.3. We went above that yesterday, and today we are charging higher off of that bullish move. Now that little double bottom wasn't like super duper strong, and we're getting close to the area where I'm seeing potential for some consolidation potentially, because we're going to hit the all-time high, right? The all-time high is going to be on our way now. That's going to cause some resistance. So our resistance is going to be at 70. What was the previous all-time high? 73.9 or something. That's where we're going to run into some resistance here. And you can see right now I've got the 50 moving average and the Bollinger Bands on right now. Let me turn this back to something that looks a little more familiar for everyone. But I mean, if we look at the Bollinger Bands, this is on a 3 multiplier. So it's 3 standard deviations, meaning like 5% or less of all price action will get to these bands right now. But that's all the way up at 74,862. So that would take us to a new all-time high. But let's go ahead. We'll turn on the 1, the 3, I'll turn off the 4, and we'll turn on the 5. Actually, we'll leave that one on, and I'll turn off the 3 because that's the 5. Okay, I'll do that one. Turn off the Bollinger Bands. Let's go down to ATR band. Okay, that's what I want to look at. Yeah, so we're sitting at the top of the ATR band, which we can ride for a while, but that does tend to hold us back a little bit. And while it may ride it up, it won't generally break out of it too much. So that's what we're looking at right now. I'm very excited about this. Bitcoin is popping off. You better believe Dogecoin is also popping off. I'm something like 30 some odd percent. It hit 17 cents last night. Let's look at Dogecoin real quick. It went as high as 17 cents last night. That was really great. It's almost to our 18-cent target. That's target number 2. So first target was 14 cents. Second target is 18 cents. Third target is 22 cents. And then the ultimate big old blow off top sort of target right now for this Christmas Q4 cycle is hopefully about 30 cents, and I do have my Doge set to sell at 27 cents if it gets there, and again, I will adjust it down if necessary. Ethereum finally breaking out, and that is going to be helping BitDigital. So Ethereum's finally showing some signs of breakout. It got above the 21, the 5, the 200. It is starting to show that move up that Ethereum likes to do. It does still need to get above this trend line right here. It needs to get above that. And then we've got room all the way up to 2,800 very quickly after that for the ATR bands. And then soon after that, of course, we break out of that. And, ATR bands or not, we've got room all the way up to $3,000 on Ethereum. And that's going to be really beneficial to the BitDigital play there. Now, I will, first order of business here after all of that, Bitfarms making me look stupid again. And you know what? That's fine. That's totally fine. I'm actually very happy about this. This is exactly the kind of thing I want to see. I know a lot of retail investors are in this. A lot of people have a lot of money invested in this one. And seeing it go up like this, it warms my heart, even if I am not benefiting from it very much because I got rid of a lot of my bag. And that's all right. That's okay. I'm really liking seeing this. This thing is the standout today. I don't know if there was some news or something this morning that came through for Bitfarms, or if it's just due for a pump because they were lagging behind some of their peers for a little while there. I don't know exactly what is causing this. Was it a short squeeze? It could have been a short squeeze. I will be watching the institutional investment for Bitfarms going into when November reports the October inflows from institutions. I will be looking at those for Bitfarms very closely to see what's going on. This could be institutions recommitting to Bitfarms after it hit this big trend line down here. That is a big possibility, but you love to see it. This is fantastic. For Bitfarms, this is a breakout candle right now. So this is a gap up and go sort of scenario. So this big old gap up, I want to see tomorrow further commitment to this upside, and then we have a gap up and go on our hands for Bitfarms. Congratulations to everyone that is in this. I'm very happy for all of you. Just keep on chugging. I love it. It's fantastic. So anyways, what else are we looking at here? Nothing else is really standing out today. Mara's up 4%. My call on that's doing really good. Clean Spark's up 4%. Bit Digital is up 4%. Hive is up 6%. Did Hive break that line? Ooh, it broke the trend line. Okay, so it did it yesterday. So it broke this trend line yesterday. That is good. So the next trend line is all the way up here at 567. So don't be surprised. Well, actually, whoa, pump the brakes, pump the brakes. Actually, it needs to take out this green line first. This is that high back here, okay, which is at 456. And it needs to break that high. Otherwise, we are trapped in this area beneath it. Now, it could be making a nice little cup and handle. So this is what we're looking at for Hive. So if you're in Hive, this is the important bit right here. You had an inverted head and shoulders, okay? The inverted head and shoulders goes to this green line. That's where we hit resistance off that inverted head and shoulders, okay? That is very scoopy though, and if it were to come back down to test this trend line here, that would look like a handle on a cup and handle. Where could we go from there? Well, let's go to the bottom of our cup here, and let's go to the brim here of our cup. That could break that trend line. That could take us all the way up to 659 if this ended up being a cup and handle. Now, I'm not saying it's going to be, and it currently is not showing that yet. But if it comes back to back test this trend line from above, I would expect 659 to be the next stop and for it to break this trend line. It breaks this other trend line up ahead. If Hive breaks that other trend line up ahead, I become bullish on this thing. I say, hey, all that bearishness from these lower highs coming through for a long time, those are now broken. And it is now time for this consolidation to end. And it is time for Hive to rise. And it's time for Hive to potentially rise up to, the mid-teens, maybe even into the 20s. So we're watching Hive real close. Hive might be a breakout play waiting to happen here. I do want to see it conquer 456 first. If it retests this trend line from above or gets close to retesting this trend line from above, I would be looking for it to bounce off of that and quickly find its way up to this next high over here, which is going to be, boom, right there. Let's go ahead and make that yellow. Make its way up there, which is at 575. And would take it slightly above this other trend line. It breaks out above this trend line, and we're really cooking now. Hive is likely to, once it breaks this descending trend line here, that above, then we have room all the way up to 761. That is the last level on the way up to break, and it breaks 761, and we're going into the teens, we're going into the 20s, okay? So Hive is building up. Hive is finally getting interesting for everyone that's commented on previous videos about Hive and how I'm not covering it. Well, I'm covering it now. It's breaking out. It is showing strength. It just needs to continue on making these bullish patterns, and Hive will have its big breakout moment. Okay, that's it. That's great. That's all I wanted to talk about there. What else is going on here? We got NVIDIA charging up. We got ARM charging up. Tesla finally having a little pullback. I like that. I like this little pullback on Tesla. I'm looking at this. So this is a big one, actually. This is important. So we have this island reversal, right? There's the island right there. We have the island reversal come through on Tesla, okay? Right now, we are looking at something of a bull flag forming, right? We're gonna get this downward consolidation, probably to about the bottom of this candle here at like 256, maybe down to like 250. If we're really lucky, we might see that, okay? And then once it breaks this upper line here on this channel, once it breaks that, we're probably going back very quickly, potentially up to 300. We might be going back up to 300 on that bad boy, okay? And that would test this high back here from July 2023, okay? That would test the July highs. We might even go higher than that and test the September highs from 2022, which would be 315, okay? Now, in terms of how high I think it's going to go, right now, I don't really see it getting through all this resistance here from the all-time high. Is this the all-time high? From these, yeah, that's 2021, right? Yeah, from the all-time high. But I see it potentially going into the low to mid 300s off of this bull flag. Okay, it just needs to get that momentum. It's got the island reversal, super duper bullish. It's got the descending accumulation down here. Okay, that descending accumulation. I want to see this fast one come down, turn pink for a little bit, and then flip yellow again. As soon as this fast ribbon here flips yellow again, I'm watching Tesla up to $300 or higher. Okay, that's going to be what we're looking at there. What haven't we talked about in a while that could be really important? Palantir finally coming down. That'll be good. Oh, IWM. You know what? We haven't talked about IWM in a little while. Okay, let's take a look at IWM. IWM is up in the 220s. Oh, I like IWM. Oh, look at this. Okay, I have one more play that actually, I'm going to do a whole video about that all by itself. Okay, anyways, we had a low here. This was the low on August 2nd, August 5th. Okay, August 5th low. We had a low. We came up. We made a high, right? Then we made a higher low. Higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. Next stop, higher high We're looking at going above 228 now. When we go above 228, where are we going to go? Where can we go when we get above 228? We get above 228, we're going up to 233, no problem, okay? Small caps are on. Small caps are on. Small caps are also, if we look at this, making a cup. Look at this. Look at this big cup right here. Even if we make a lower low, even if we go into a lower low leg here, we've got this big scoopy cup right here. Look at this. Look at that big old cup. That looks very, very familiar to what we saw on the SPY back in 2022. No, it happened. Yeah, it was in 2022. I believe 2020. No, 2023. Sorry, I'm getting all confused. 2023. All right, and if that comes down, it could come as low as 193 again. And then that cup would take us. How high would that cup take us? Let's take a look. Let me go in here. How high would that cup take us? Is that? Oh, that's as far out as I can go. Okay. Let's see. How high could this cup go? Oh, that was too low. That was too low. Let me get that. Let me do that better. Right there. Okay. That cup could take us all the way up to 294, almost to 300 on the Russell. Okay. If that ends up being a very similar cup to what we had on the S&P 500 on the SPY. And let me show you that real quick. And now this one happened on the weekly. Oh, look at that. Actually, never mind. There it is on the daily. This cup right there, right, came down. And that was the handle was in 2023, and then we just launched. And we came up, right now we're at the highs of that cup right now. And I'll show it to you right now. Go here to the brim. We're above it now. Okay, so we're in an area where if we lose 572, we're going to have some problems on that. But that's why I was looking at that right now. Anyways, TMF is finally hitting rock bottom. If you sold when I said I sold, if you're in TMF, you probably lost some, like I lost some because I got in around like the high 50s and then I got out in the mid to low 50s. It is just falling down, falling down, falling down, falling down. It came as low as 45. All right, it's revisiting this low down here. Okay, that's actually not the worst. Now we can see average force is getting lighter. We can see that the slow momentum ribbon here, the stochastic ribbon here, is pinned to the bottom. I want to see that come back out of oversold territory before I'd recommit, but treasuries are now back down in the dumps and they're on their lows again, which is not bad. That means that short play from Druckenmiller and other big investors is likely going to start unwinding now. And when that starts to unwind, we should potentially see this thing break out of this trend line. And we're going to draw it. We're going to draw a trend line. When it breaks this trend line, let's go like this. Dig into that a little bit. When it breaks this trend line, I'm looking for it to quickly find its way back up to about mid 50s, mid to high 50s, maybe even back to that 64 here. When it breaks above 65, that's when we know we're going to 75 because that'll be the end of this downward leg there. We never got out of this one right here. See this down leg right here? I'll show it to you. This down leg right here, even though we had this up leg here, we did not get out of bearish territory because we didn't get above it at 68. We failed at 65-ish. So when we come back up, if we get above 65, we're confirmed up to 75, basically. That's what I'm talking about there. So yeah, watching treasuries again. Treasuries had their huge dump. I'm looking for that leg up to start. And I'd be looking for it similarly to like I was looking for it here. Boom. Once it broke that, like it came up, rode the line down a little bit, and then up we went. It did test it several times on the way up. But yeah, it's a bumpy ride with the treasuries right now. Anyways, that's all I've got for you today. Please like, comment, subscribe, share this video. Check out the Trade Cave store, link in the description as well as the channel bio. Do not sleep on the sticker shop. We've got some great stickers there. The link is also in the description and the channel bio, and have a profitable day.